to another episode of the Hydeout, where we bring you all the news Marvel, all the news DC, and anime as well.
And at this current stage, it's all about the writers and the actors' strikes. So apparently that now too.
Yeah, so that'll be brought to you every week or every other week. I was telling him I didn't get to write too much this time about it, but I know Bryan Cranston was talking pretty deeply about it. Sean Gunn was talking really deeply about it. So they were throwing some jabs at the higher ups, that are taking a bigger cut of the pie when really isn't about all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's everybody that puts to it. So, and that's where I think they already are. I think the article that Sean Gunn is like the money is like ridiculously low now on like Gilmore Girls, because he started Gilmore Girls. I didn't know that till I saw Brianna watching it, and when I was watching it with her, bits and pieces, I was like, oh damn, that's Sean Gunn. I was like, you know what I mean? So he said that money's gone. Yeah. So I mean, that's what they're fighting for. Again, it's the SAG-AFTRA and the WAG strike. If you want to follow it, it's pretty interesting. It's again all things that have to deal with the industry at the moment. So it's put a hold on all the productions, all the promos. I was reading that Blue Beetle is gonna have like one of the lowest premieres due to the fact of like not having the promo. Yeah. So I was like, oh my god, and it had so much promise.
Blue Beetle is kind of getting the short end of the stick. If it doesn't outperform the Flash, it's because of the strikes. But the strikes are something good.
Yeah.
And they're meant to do it. I mean, they earn the money too, guys. So they worked for it. They did what they had to do. These streaming sites, as good and convenient as they are, it's
give them something. I mean, what are they? Why are they holding so much of the pie? You know what I mean?
Especially for those.
I get it. I mean, I guess your family funds the projects, or they, whatever the case may be. But like, I don't know. I'm on the side of all the actors and the writers, you know what I mean? Like, if there was no, what we're saying, if there's no writers, there's no show, you know what I mean? There's just...
And I'm like, a lot of people are like, well, I could write it. Yeah, but can you keep it a consistent thing? Especially with Marvel and DC right now, how they want to interconnect it. This movie connects to that movie, connects to this TV show. I'm like, you have to have a team of writers, and not every show has the same writers working on it. Mm-hmm. There's several writers that have to somewhat exchange stuff in order to keep this functioning as well as we would like it to. Yeah. Like, I guarantee you the early half of Marvel, just Iron Man 1, 2, Thor 1 and 2, Captain America 1 and 2, all those ones probably had several writers on them. Maybe a few of them overlap, but I don't think all of them were like exactly.
They didn't continue the same writers through every series to connect the story.
So these people had to be able to understand what they were doing. And then also, because it's based off comic books, you have to know some of the lore in order to weave it into what we all enjoy. And the first, 10 years of Marvel was very well done for the most part. There were very...
Little bits and pieces. Yeah. We'll get to you today. Third and done, Jesus.
Yeah, man.
the hype for the letdown.
Oh, for real. Kind of like the show.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna get to it today for sure. The hype for the letdown. But yeah, so much is going on, guys. If you tune into that, follow that carefully. All the movies are pending on it. Oppenheimer and Barbie are now done promoting, like, because they're on strike, so it's pretty crazy. It's like what we said last week, Hollywood gone dark now, you know what I mean? So nothing is moving in Hollywood, so pretty intense. But alrighty, guys, I think we got everybody in that is following and enjoying us. Again, sorry if you follow us on Twitch. Due to the technical difficulties, it is not unfortunately working. So apologize. But all right. So we got some big news. I have a job outside of this podcast, and so I got a promotion that I had been looking for. So I'm excited to say that I got the position. And so with that being said, I have to change. We have to change the time to the podcast. It's unfortunate. We were really enjoying the Wednesdays. I hope y'all were too. Middle of the week. But we think we boiled it down to Monday at 7:30. So I hope that'll work for y'all. We'll announce it, on our Twitter. We'll announce it on the Twitch page and as well and on Facebook. I made a page for this, so the Hydeout. I will be sending requests again, accept, and then all news, Marvel, and the announcement will be there for the change of time. So again, Monday at 7:30. That'll be the new time change to when the podcast will be, and we'll still be bringing you all the news and all the good stuff on Monday now.
Yes, sir.
So,
congratulations are still in order.
Thank you.
You earned it, so
I'm
I
excited.
hope you have a good time over there.
Let's see how the shift change, affects, baby time and all that good stuff.
Yeah. You gotta be a full-time worker now.
Oh, goodness. Getting up at 8 still after getting out late. Ooh.
Yeah.
Not ready. I'm not ready. Alrighty, guys. So that was one of the big announcements. We're going to talk Aquaman. Aquaman is, I think, going to have the same fate as Blue Beetle, what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
I really think so.
It depends on how soon the strikes go on and how soon they get resolved. Hopefully, I don't see it being done before Blue Beetle, unfortunately. But hopefully it is done before Aquaman. And even with that, still going to have a rough ride.
We were talking about the news that we got on that. It was they're on their third reshoot. So if they're reshooting and the strike is going on, they either go with what they have, and that goes to the second part of the news, which is they already had multiple test screenings and they're not so hot.
They're not liking exactly what they have. So I think we were talking about, they finished their third reshoot recently, so supposedly, we don't have the ear yet for all of it, but yeah, they went through the third reshoot, their multiple test screenings. I guess they can't decide on which Batman they like more because they have been through two of them right now, and we don't know if they're going to keep one, both, or
none.
Get rid of both of them and say, hey, this is something we like.
When he told me that part, I was like, Jesus, two Batmans? And he's like, I don't even think we're going to make it to those two. Like, those two may not even make it.
They tossed it out there like, we have Batfleck and then we have Keaton. Which one do you want? And then they're like, just throw them out.
They both didn't test well.
Yeah.
So I think James Gunn's got a lot of work to do to, make it happen. Like, as far as bringing the want to watch the DCU, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So either that, Creature Commandos is the first one out of his DCU universe. Yeah. It's got to hit hard.
They got to go.
It has to literally home run, no bumps, no ifs, because if it does, they're just done. I think so.
Hey, what's terrible about that too is, and I read this and I don't think I told you, and I shared it with somebody else. I think I was talking to my wife. I read that The Flash, I believe, is out of theaters now, right?
Mm-hmm.
That the Flash movie has a worse box office hold than the Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds. And that movie, I don't know if y'all watched it. If you like it, good for you. But it wasn't that great. It was kind of bad.
They rushed 3 comic book arcs into the movie all at once. You know.
And I was just like, that movie was kind of. I mean, even Ryan Reynolds
literally took shots.
Yes.
He's reading the article, blown through the back of the head.
Yes.
You're welcome, Canada. He took control of that one for sure.
I'm just like, The Flash had the potential to be a good movie. I think it was just, and they kind of went through the same thing that Aquaman is going through right now. It's a couple reshoots, I think they had like 3 to 4 different directors
I
change
believe
out.
so. I believe so.
And it was so hard for them to get the Flash off the ground because
off the ground.
Originally, they wanted it 2014, 2015 launch, and here it is 2023. Like, it was so hard, and then the actor,
went through all that nonsense.
It's just a bunch of stuff happened, and it didn't work out for them, and it's kind of unfortunate because it had the makings of being something decent. It just didn't work out for it.
Yeah, I think again it goes back to it just everything crumbled. We didn't get a second Batman movie.
Yes.
We didn't get a second Superman movie. We
Wait,
didn't
did
get
we
a
even get a
Cyborg.
first?
You know what I mean? Was that?
Did we even get a first Batman movie?
No, not with the Batfleck. No.
Yeah, no, Batfleck. Batfleck was Batman versus Superman.
Yep.
It was horrible eggs he was flipping in the pan. I can't get over it, man. There's a handful of things that I can do. I'll be like,
I'll give.
But that was okay. I love Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy. Okay, but those eggs were worse than the Dark Knight Rises scene where what is her name? Homeboy's daughter. Come on, dude, you know this one.
Gordon started?
No. The guy from the first movie. Dude, I'm like blanking right now on the name.
You better Google it.
No, man, I know it.
I don't remember.
I know it, dog. I know it. I just can't. It's like.
Who is it, guys? Tell me who it is.
Help us, please. With the Lazarus Pit and what is his name?
Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah, there you go. Al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul's daughter.
What was her name?
I don't remember. Something Al Ghul. Honestly, I don't mind not remembering that one because that death scene at the end was horrible. And you guys could have reshot that like how many times, and you just decided to be.
Yeah.
And I was like, just no, come on. The eggs, I will do that one just because of how bad the eggs were. But in terms of acting, like that's kind of some of the bad acting. That was horrible.
Cut. What are you doing?
No,
What is
for
that?
real. Like you're trying too hard. Just die.
just do it. Just die.
Yeah, like Batfleck really did deserve another movie.
See, and that's what I think too. I mean, my brother. Again, I go back to my brother because my brother made a good point. Like, dude took on some weight, like to be realistically against gods. You know what I mean? Like, and that's one of the quick character, portrayals is this swole ass, guy,
whole metal suit. And
yeah.
I just love the line when Batfleck comes up and he's like, "Tell me, do you bleed?" And I was like, "That's it. I'm sober, done. I'm not
so
addicted to this movie."
Cold.
Yeah, I was like, "Yes."
Who turned the AC on? Like?
I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "Make a bleed, dog. Make a bleed."
Please, I want to see this.
I was like, "Superman's not my favorite, anyways. Just get him."
He's too honest. He's too honest.
He's too overpowered.
Yeah.
And then they make it like, so who's gonna fight? Darkseid's one, Doomsday's another, but outside of that, like, who honestly, we can get
it's the whole Goku battle.
I'm like
jumping on the train.
I'm like, your only weaknesses are green rock or multicolored rocks. Like, we could discuss that another time possibly.
That would be a discussion. I didn't know there's O2.
Oh yeah, that's a discussion for later because there's one I want to throw.
I did not know that, guys. So more than kryptonite?
Well, it's kryptonite, just different colored kryptonite. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Recent or like back in the past?
No, there's like I think it was like past comics, like I think 70s, 80s if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
Okay, my sister hates it, but y'all gonna love it if you don't know. And I love telling it to as many people as possible because my sister gets mad because Superman's her favorite.
What is it?
The pink kryptonite is my favorite because it turns Superman gay. Like, he legit turned gay and started trying to make out with one of the guys.
And so why is this a call out to your sister?
Because my sister loves Superman and she hates the fact that I bring up the pink kryptonite. And she's like, "What? That's not even canon." I was like, it was part of the comic books? It's canon. If it was something else, not canon. But it was in the comics.
What would it be if it was something else? If it was like a TV show that made him...
Yeah, if it was a TV show that wasn't involved directly with it, then I would have nodded it. But this was all in comics. There's several different kryptonites. Batman, Superman went straight gay,
Oh
like bent
my
over in
God,
like a
dude.
spangly outfit. I think if I
I did not know that.
Yeah,
My
yeah, you
mind's
can look it
blown
up.
right now.
Yeah, Google it. Everybody Google it. Pink kryptonite.
Pink kryptonite. So you
Yeah.
heard it here first, or maybe
Maybe
not
not.
first. I was like, maybe not first.
Maybe not first, but if
news,
you ever wanna,
news to me.
if you ever
news
want
to
to ruin
me.
a Superman fans' realizations, just tell them about the pink kryptonite. Google it first, though. Google it first. It's hilarious.
Know your facts before you say something.
Definitely.
But alrighty, guys. So that we went off subject, but Aquaman's on multiple test screenings. But alrighty, guys. Last week, the Marvels trailer came out, so I'm super stoked about it. Apparently, it's a culmination of WandaVision, 5 episodes or 5 shows. WandaVision, Secret Invasion, Miss Marvel, Marvels, and then what is the 5th one? Or Captain Marvel, sorry, Captain Marvel. And there's a 5th one. Endgame.
Oh yeah,
Endgame. So
technically.
yeah. So those 5 are all went into Miss Marvel. So guys, if you haven't caught the trailer, we're gonna bring it to you here. I'm gonna let y'all follow me. Hopefully, it doesn't do what I'm expecting. Hold on.
You've seen it here first if you haven't seen it yet. Hopefully you guys can hear it.
Yeah. Hopefully you can hear it. No, can't hear it.
Oh, I can't hear it. No, we gotta figure this out somehow. What we can do is we could skip to a few scenes and maybe like talk about those.
It's not the same.
It is not the same.
Well, guys, a big bummer. I forgot there's an error always when it comes to the audio of this screen,
Dun, dun.
but I'm pretty upset, guys. Pretty upset.
Well, maybe y'all can watch it and then tell us what you think about it. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll have to see. Because yeah, it's
Pretty upsetting.
he's sad.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay,
Okay,
that's our audio, not theirs.
they hear it on this. Ready?
Kel Danvers, prodigal child of the Milky Way.
Nick Fury, my favorite one-eyed man of intrigue.
How goes it out
Thanks,
there?
guys.
You know, cold, no air, space. Captain Marvel, the Annihilator.
You took everything from me. And now I'm returning the favor.
What is happening to me? She's entangled our light-based powers, so we switch places whenever we use them.
Strong theory.
You can absorb light. I can see it. And Kamala, who's Kamala? Hi. She can turn light into physical matter, which I have never heard of. I can totally show you. No! She's targeting every planet we call home. I would never choose to bring anybody into this. You are not the only thing standing between this and the universe. Oh my god, we're a team. I can't. Can you? I got it.
No.
Now, hopefully, you guys can still hear us.
Test.
What if
Yeah.
I'm worried about switching phones?
Why?
Will I still be?
Alright. Back to us. There we go. So that was the Marvel's trailer. So I was excited, honestly. What do you think?
Well,
You got this side. You got this side. Like, I disagree.
Well, you know how I feel about Brie Larson in general as Captain Marvel.
You're just like, oh, I'm gonna bite my tongue real quick.
I'm just, let's hear the good stuff. Go.
I'm just excited with the, again, the bangle coming into place.
Yeah.
So that was a big answer. I'm down to see more of Photon's powers. Again, we only saw just a smidge there on the trailer, and then like on WandaVision.
Yeah.
So nothing crazy. And then yeah, again, I want to see what's up with the Kree because of Secret Invasion as well. They brought it up, but yeah, because I want to see what's going on with that. That was always confusing to me because again, we talked about it. I think it's different in the comics. They're the good guys in the comics.
Yeah,
right?
the Krees are like the good guys, the Skrulls were the bad guys, but
Yeah.
Secret Invasion. Yeah, Captain Marvel had it where the Krees were the bad guys and the Skrulls were the good guys. And this and that, whatever. And like granted, in Secret Invasion, they kind of let you know the Skrulls were a war factoring planet before. They weren't completely innocent, but being nearly wiped out by the Kree made them flee. This and that, whatever. But yeah, I mean,
Don't take me there, please don't. Please stop me now. I see it.
Look, we're trying to keep it within an hour. We don't want to be here for 6 because I can get technical.
We go.
And if I have good enough people that to go back and forth with, we could go all day.
That's hilarious. But yeah, guys, there's quite a bit that I'm excited for. He's got some animosity to some characters that are in this. So, but
Well, don't get me wrong. I am excited for certain stuff. Like, what is her name? Kamala? I honestly think she's going to be the best thing of this whole...
like you were saying, she's got that comedy...
she got the
chops,
comedy. She got the... Like, she knows how to play her character well. And it just... She has that innocence about her, and it just feels natural with her.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
like I said, I was telling you, she's apparently the one that's holding it down, like
believe it.
timeline wise. Like she's holding everybody accountable to like their roles. Like you ain't about to take this role and not know who you playing. Like you know what I mean. So
oh yeah.
Oh, and then congratulations to her. She actually is writing her own comics about Miss Marvel. I was telling you about that.
Yeah, so congratulations, because that girl, from the little bit of interviews I've seen and from what you told me, she knows her stuff.
Yeah.
Like she's probably she's up there with what what you want to know.
Yeah, all her lore and everything. Again, it's we're expected some change. We talk about it all the time. Like we're expected, some change because it's its own entity, but stay to the core as much as you can. Like
You keep the main story beats. Change what you have to change around those. So like when they changed the Kree and the Skrulls to be different things, I was like, it's a cool twist, but I already knew it interrupted Secret Invasion. I already knew it interrupted like a lot of other things. Like now you gotta put the Skrulls as the bad guy a different way, and they did it somewhat decent, but it was like. Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah. We'll get to what we're about to get to now.
Well, I mean, the other thing with that trailer, and I read this and I'm not exactly sure how true it is. So, you know, y'all could research it. You could double fact check me and everything too. They were saying that they made the Marvels basically because Captain Marvel's Brie Larson, she got a pretty, I'm included, she got a pretty bad hit with people not liking her. And yeah, I didn't fully appreciate the way she played the character and the way she came off and how one note she is almost to me. But
I miss her cue.
Yeah. And they said that they put Kamala and Photon in there with her to kind of help her like break out of that shell and be like, oh, I do have to fight for like family and stuff. I was like, if you had to do that for a character, you've written the character wrong. I was like, she was supposed to be part of the Kree, which was like, no, we defend people and this and that, whatever. Yeah, you're super powerful, but you can't do it all by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, they were trying to drill that into her, and she still ignored it all the way through. You had Nick Fury, who you had that relationship with, call me anytime. He never called you. You never did any. You never even bothered checking. Like, there was a bunch of stuff. Like, it's a lot of different things that go on.
That you didn't like about the character.
Yeah, that the character was just kind of bad.
And then again, they waited so long. It was so overhyped. Like, where was she the whole time leading up to Endgame? You know, all that stuff. Like you said, you know, she didn't come till he pressed the button. Like, why didn't you come? This was your planet.
Yeah.
You remember all your like memories and everything,
Yes.
and then you know just all right.
And then that's another thing I kind of dislike about it too. She's like, oh, she's attacking all the planets we call home. I was like, all three of y'all call Earth home. Like, the only one that doesn't is possibly Marvel, Captain Marvel. But the other two, like, never went off world. So, how many places are she attacking? And then on top of that, too, I have a very big issue with, you could absorb light. I could see light. And I was like, you could do so much more than that, girl. What are you talking about? You could see light.
At work. He saw like, yo, she downplayed herself hard. Like, you have a straight flush, but you threw away 2 cards.
Oh no, for real? She's like, man, give me 2 other ones. Shuffle that. You don't put jokers in there. Put a joker in. I want one. I was like, dude, like it made me so mad because Photon's extremely powerful. Like she
can get on par with Captain Marvel.
Yeah, she can be. Like her power set is incredible, but she could see her whole. I could see light. You could see the energy around things and everything, and it kind of lets her analyze and understand how certain energy works and stuff. So then she could incorporate into herself somehow, and then be like she could
be able to fight against it.
Anyway, yeah.
Or emulate it.
Yeah, she can almost emulate some, fight against others, or like it like doesn't have as much effect.
I only looked her up, like I said, one time, and it was during the WandaVision show.
Yeah.
It's like, what character is she? You know what I mean? Well, who's Monica Rambeau? You know, etc. So I didn't. Yeah, so I didn't know her prior to that episode. Again, my lore stops at MCU, but I do enough research to follow up on it. You know what I mean? So I'm not completely blind. I go look into Elektra. When we were talking about Daredevil. I was like, who's Elektra? How far do they go back? Do they go back into the comics? Are they a part of the comics? I go back and do that type of research on it. You know what I mean?
I mean, some people don't do research and they want to start arguments and stuff, but at least you do your research. Like, you have to know what you're talking about to argue about it. Like, some people don't know that pretty sure it was like retcon or something, but it was in there. The radioactive stuff that messed up Daredevil's eyes created the Ninja Turtles.
It was on the show?
It wasn't on the show. It was on the comics.
No way. So he fights with them at one point?
No, I don't think he ever fights with them. I think the Ninja Turtle, it shows something of that falling in there, and the turtles get it. But they created its own little comic for it.
No way. I would like to see that.
It was pretty funny. I was just like, oh, okay. Now I know the Ninja Turtles
are part of the MCU.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's dope.
Yeah.
You always learn something new. Again, I wish I would dabbled hard enough into that stuff.
I grew up
stopped at the baseline, and then I Googled what I needed to Google.
I grew up reading, so I grew up reading a lot of books, manga, comic books. So I went everywhere. I try to follow stories that I like. You know, of course, you're gonna skip a few. Sometimes
Was it harder back then, like before the digital, emergence and all that stuff?
Yes and no. It was harder because, and I will support the library constantly. So all y'all go to the libraries. They're a very good resource. They got movies, games, manga, comics, regular books, all kinds of stuff. Guys should go there.
Go to your
I'm trying to get
city's
this guy there.
library, yeah. I'll go to the Hudson City one here soon.
The libraries aren't as big as they were. They're not as popular anymore, but they still do hold a very big place in cities. Like, I honestly feel everybody should go there at least a couple times.
Okay.
But yeah,
I haven't been in a while. Again, I think the last time I've been was when I first started school. Didn't have a laptop yet. Was going to I had to go there and do all my tests and everything.
That's what everybody went to the library for, was the computers. So
Yeah.
yes, I understand. But I used to go there and read, and I would be there for hours. Like, I'll be there for, like, after school got out, like 2:30, 3 o'clock, until like 6. And I would go home because it wasn't that far from my house too, so I would just walk home. But yeah, I used to sit there for hours reading. Like, oh, I gotta catch. Like I said, it's yes and no. It was easy and hard at the same time, because if somebody checked out the book you were trying to read, now you don't have that book. So this is where I started venturing out and like, oh, well, this looks cool. Let me read this. Sometimes.
But would you go back daily?
Oh yeah, I was there.
No way. I
would be like every day.
Yo,
almost. Like,
homie is not even reading that book no more. Like,
yeah, like it's been 2 weeks. Where is it?
I would have been done in a day.
Dude, sometimes I could, like, depending on the thickness of the book, I could finish the book in a day.
Like I said, I don't know. I literally stopped reading at like 8th grade. It got to college, I got to high school, and I was just like, I'm done. I was like, I think I have read enough to, my heart's content. Like, knowing that there's a world full of books out there. Like, I just wasn't my thing.
I used to love reading so much. I stopped a bit, but talking to you about stuff like that, I got back into manga and trying to get some comic books stuff again. But
I just never. I don't know. I read news articles. That's about it. And even then, I'm even skimming. Like, I have lost complete. Like, I remember my imagination would flow. I would see these wonderful, images of these books portrayed, and now I'm just like,
they're just words.
Yeah, man.
Oh no, my imagination doesn't stop though. Like, it keeps going. There's never an ending. But I read, and honestly, I like I found out some people legit, when they read, it's just words on a page.
Yeah.
And
they don't have an inner. Yeah. They don't have an inner voice apparently.
Yeah.
I was like, when I heard that was weird. Like, I thought everybody had inner voices. Like,
Yeah.
I tell myself like, yeah, but y'all heard what I just said, right? Like, oh hell no, like, you know what I mean? Like,
there's some people that don't have their inner voice. There's other people that can't visualize what they read, and I've always, like, I've explained it a few times myself. It's just like the book gives me what I need, and then I can kind of fill in the background, and I become the director.
You can even I could
you
can hear the music and all that stuff.
Yeah, like my brain just plays it all. Like at 360 camera, like I have a drone view of what I'm reading because I'm like, I see it all. Like my brain
again, that used to be me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger in the 7th grade, I was like gone. The Harry Potter books were the bee's knees, and then that's literally where I kind of like fell off. It was just a chore after that. Like, I was just like, God, I gotta read these points to get these AR points. Like,
I finished a series. I think it was a total of 4 books, 5 if you want to include the prequel. And I finished that in about a month and a half. And that was because I had to stop reading because I had to read the comic got killed.
So you're in the middle of it right now, or are you?
Oh no, I finished the whole series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like pretty far into comic right now too. So yeah, no, when I find a book that I really enjoy.
Really.
And
I have a friend, and she's like a bookworm. She goes through like multiple books. She's always posting about them, rating them and stuff. And again, I just can't. I couldn't even. I don't know.
Would you try manga?
I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah,
we talk about it, but maybe
you gotta try it. It's honestly, Granted, it's not going to be the same visual effects of anime that you have.
But if you can see those battles, yeah.
And especially with somebody like me who I've had enough anime background. I've been, like I said, I could drone view my whole thing. So in my head, I'm reading it, and you see the fights, and it's just like, and the next page is like that, and the next page is like, and it's
Do
just
you
like,
ever get like? Well, does it ever like hit you like, man, like I seen that go, but so much different, and than when they produce it.
Sometimes.
And then when they do it, like, when you want it or how you wanted it, does it feel that much better?
You're like, yes, that's exactly what I want. And then sometimes the voice actors too kind of bother my ear because in my head this person sounded different.
Oh no way!
And then I have to accustom the voice actor to what I was thinking. So now it's like that cross, and it's just like.
From all the animes, you can hear like different, bad guys, voices and stuff.
Yeah, like when I'm reading, I like the page, like I told you, my imagination doesn't stop. It gives them a voice, tweaks the voice to how I think they would sound like by themselves. So whenever I read a line from them, their voice plays in my head.
Interesting.
So
I think that would make me want to read mangas. Honestly, like it's like let me see what I imagine, and then I want to see them, produce
and then
it.
you could like hear the clangs and everything. Like for me personally, just like them hitting swords or like the punches. It's fun because, like I said, like I drone view it. So, and I heard you haven't watched the series yet, but Bleach.
Okay.
That mangaka, I think his name is Taito Kubo, if I'm not mistaken.
That's the author?
Yeah, that's the mangaka for it. He's the author and artist.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, he was hard. I remember in an interview, they're like, how do you determine what stance and stuff you have for the fights and everything? And I appreciated so much when I read it. He said, well, basically, in my head, I could see the fight, and I 360 around it and choose which one looks the best. And I was like, that's what I do. Like but his view, what he shows, from there I basically reconstruct what he saw and like 360 around it. I'm like, that was a cool scene right there. But I personally
would have done it this way.
Yeah, but I mean,
from the downside angle instead of the
Oh, like honestly, sometimes the downside shots are like really cool because you see
the break off of the light and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's cool. But yeah, no, I remember.
See that? I think that would be a reason. I guess I could jump into the mangas. Is that I would want to see, because again, I'm down for spoilers, which my wife isn't. Like, I can read something and be like, know what's gonna happen, or like what the story arc that they're trying to, base off its core. And I'm cool with that, you know what I mean? So because putting it to the theater again goes back to all these writers and all these workers for these films, just putting it from page to reality, and it's just like, y'all just blew my mind.
Like, granted, that's the director's vision at that point, because the writers write it and they kind of tell you like, he comes in from the left and he says this and this happens. Now the director has to be like, all right, do this. No, I think it looks better than this.
Yeah,
change the view, the camera,
change the 360 view. And what y'all talking
so
about.
like them two working together. When you're the mangaka, it's just you and your page. And as the reader, personally, it goes, I read it. Now I have like I saw this one movie and I wish I could remember it, but basically they're able to like take some like a computer thing and then like pops it like Iron Man.
Where he envelops himself into,
he can like see everything, and he can like make a hologram.
I think it's part 3, right, with the extremist, where he's like on the 3D set view of Happy's explosion or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty dope.
That's basically what I do in my head for the manga. Like, I love doing that because it's just like
that's a good way to put it.
You gave me enough to where I could piece together that whole world. I don't even need the whole world, just that scene. And
barf.
Yeah, barf.
That barf. That's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. But off topic.
Marvel's trailer, great.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Now we're gonna go into, let's see where we're at here. Dang, 15 more minutes is what we got.
Oh shit. Well, it's enough for Secret Invasion, guys. Unless y'all wanna say something else.
No, see. Now I'm getting all the comments.
Now you're getting all the updates.
What is going on?
What happened?
I'm getting all the comments now. I don't know where they were earlier.
They just updated.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. Got the comments. We got saying everything good. What's good from my homie Jacob, my friend Ruben as well. They're watching it with her. No, for real though. She watches all that stuff with me. And the Flash sucks. Yeah.
Now we're talking comic or a movie?
Movie, probably.
Hopefully the movie.
And then my friend Veronica, I watched the game and haven't watched anything else since then.
Honestly, yeah, you can stop. They're good right there, Veronica.
They haven't been able to watch anything else. Where should we start to get back into it? Yeah, that's it. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. There's too much now to try to follow, and with everything that happened, yeah.
Like if you're trying to jump back in, you gotta know that it's not just movies. It is the Disney series that you have to watch that connect to the movies that connect to another movie. So you have to watch everything. It's a lot, more than necessary sometimes. Like, and then they program you to stay to the end credits, and not like almost none of the series have anything.
Yes, us that talking about that today. We'll get to that. Yeah, no, there's it. They literally made you wait now, and now you're just like scanning through it, and it's like, nope, there ain't nothing. Like,
dude, I'm like pushing like 10 seconds. I'm like, oh wait, did I miss something?
Yeah.
No.
Also, the Marvel Studio symbol. Oh, never mind. Like, oh, dude, it's very upsetting.
Sometimes it's not worth it.
Yeah. So it's
Marvel.
Wait. Pros and cons. It's up to you. Definitely
Marvel
go for it.
Taken a downturn in
content,
and they're not as good. If you stop at Endgame, you finish on a high note. You know.
Just wait. I guess what we're trying to say is maybe wait till the culmination of these movies. Like, it's called the Multiverse Saga, and you will literally get confused. Like, if you don't follow this order correctly.
Yeah, you have to be caught up.
Yeah. So, I mean, but again, pick your poison. But, alrighty, guys. Well, now, if you haven't seen Secret Invasion, we'll have y'all step off. We got about 15-20 minutes to talk about it. Which is enough time. We were really in the hopes of, it being an hour-long episode. We were hoping that, leaving off on 4 and 5, that it was going to, finish off strong. And it was one of those, like, trip on a rock, tumble.
Yeah, they had the finish line, and then they stumbled over their own feet.
Crap!
Yeah. And they just, like, tumble, and they're right there. And that's the finish line, and just, I didn't get it.
Yeah. So
and it's disappointing.
Alrighty, guys. So if y'all haven't watched Secret Invasion episode 6, definitely step off right now. We'll be talking about spoilers, all that good stuff.
Or if you haven't and you don't want to waste your time.
That too. If you just want a straight honest answer, don't want to waste 5 hours or 6 hours of your time, watching all 6 episodes.
Yeah.
We'll break down the finale and give you the reason why you should not and or should watch it.
Yeah.
But alrighty, so
how did it start?
It started, I think, with Sam Jackson.
Oh yeah. You're right.
He was given going to the lab, right? To meet Gravik.
No, he called up his wife.
Was he in the alley?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in the alley, calling up his wife, basically saying, "I'm sorry, and I'm doing something I know I should be doing and whatnot, and this might be the last time I talk to you or whatever." Something along those lines.
And with him doing that, I think it showed like his emotional attachment overall to her. You know what I mean? Like, I think he had to keep establishing that with her to have her like reassurance that he wasn't just there for the game. He was in it for the the long
Yeah.
haul in a way. You know what I mean? So my wife made a point like she liked the fact that they snuck in that romance in there.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't a hard line of the story, but it was a good enough to tug the feels at the same time. You know what I mean?
And credit to both the actors, because Samuel and I don't know the actor for Priscilla,
I couldn't tell you.
but they were seasoned enough actors to make a love story that didn't have enough background or enough like stuff to draw you into the love story, make it still connect to everything.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, like we do love each other, but we're not gonna. It's like the story isn't centered around this, but we're gonna show that like we do care.
And that's what I was talking about before we started. The fact that Daredevil, I'm rewatching Daredevil at the moment, and those episodes went to like 15, 16 episodes. Like, again, I get that the market was oversaturated, but Disney could still do so much. Like, do 10. 10 is good to me. You know what I mean?
10
Like
is a good solid. 5
and 5. Got the climax at 5. Carry it on. The finale, and then cut it off. But like they, like you said, they were able to do it with enough without that much background. Like, you know what I mean? And these quick 6 episodes, and I think it was 2 of it was about them in a way. You know what I mean? Like 3 and 4, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. And so that was there, and then where did we go to? Rhodey at the hospital, right?
With the president in the understaffed hospital.
Yeah. Now they're fully staffed again.
Even then, they're still not fully staffed.
Well, they had 2 bodyguards. I think for national crisis, they would have more at the.
Well, I'm talking about just the hospital staff. Like,
how
many doctors did you see? And they changed floors.
There was a lot of doctors. I saw a few jump out of the way.
They're like, oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
And they were always by the main door. Like, they were never in like the hallway anywhere.
Weren't they still in Russia? So they wouldn't be saying sorry. They'd be saying whatever they say in Russian.
I wonder if they brought them back home. You think they would have flown them back home?
I don't know.
We never got confirmation.
Well, maybe later, because originally when he got into the accident, he was in critical condition. They're gonna stay in Russia, like wherever the closest hospital is. That's where we're staying.
But wouldn't
we don't have
Air
enough time
Force
to
One
fly.
have like the ability to take care of them? Didn't I hear about that? Like they
probably, yeah, they probably do. But I mean, at the same time, they just rushed him to the hospital. That's what they saw.
I guess, yeah. Realistically, just save his life now, then take him later.
Yeah,
Maybe.
like get him stable, out of critical condition, transfer him to the Air Force One, then try and fly him back. But as far as we know, he is still in the same hospital that he was after the attack on Russian soil.
But I don't think they would have been so cool with bombing Russia if they were in Russia, because they wouldn't be able to leave Russia once they did. Does that make sense?
You're right. They never specified
Gray area.
They never specified.
So that's why I always assumed they were back home. Was if they were so confident to bomb Russia, they wouldn't have been able to leave. You know what I mean?
That is true.
So, but yeah. So he was speaking to like a military general, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And you could tell again, Rhodey's character was off. Like he was, doing these like references and like all this stuff. That's what I kept catching, is he's using these like little like 90s references, or whatever. And yeah, he's doing that, and he's like, "Yo, we got to do this now." Do you think he missed with that footage? Do you think Russia actually had trucks lined up outside Ukraine and wherever, when he's like, pull up the footage, and he like throws it to the screen?
It probably was altered, or it could have been the Skrulls doing it.
True.
As we know, Rhodey was a Skrull.
Dang, I didn't think about that.
So it could have been the Skrulls to do it, to manufacture, like the one lady said, it could have been a false flag attack. And that will cause a world war and get what they want. So you can't take anything at face value, especially now with Skrulls.
Yeah, and but Rhodey was adamant, guys. Like he was like, yo, President, they did this. The attack on you was, a slap in the face in a way. You know what I mean? And he's just like,
he said, just bomb.
Just get rid of him. And so then it jumps to the battle, right? Yeah.
It jumps to Fury walking into the compound, taking the iodine pills to help with the radiation poisoning.
Okay, yeah.
And he's walking in there. He kills 2.
And so, what was he trying to play? What was it? What was causing him to cough, or what was he trying to
It was the radiation.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the radiation. Because honestly, though.
Like the Skrulls can live in it, but
Skrulls can live in it because they're unaffected by radiation.
He did pull out a Geiger counter.
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah. I remember that.
And they Gravik told him to go to the reactor, and while he was going there,
the iodine pills
kind of help offset some of it. But being that close, you wouldn't survive for that long. So
Marvel kills for the thrills.
Yeah, kills for the thrills.
And so when he gets there, he's laying it out like, yo, I trusted you. Gives you, again, his character was played really well. Gives you the emotion of that, reason behind everything he did, like without knowing the real story. It never showed. Again, if they would have do 10 episodes, they would have been able to do, I think, a flashback showing, going through the end game.
Well, they kind of did, didn't they?
No.
Could have sworn they showed somebody picking up something. Unless I just saw something.
Damn, that was that 360 view.
Yeah, that was
the other angle.
Hey man, that was.
I did see. Someone talked about it. They showed a picture of when Bruce was sending Cap off, and they had the mini, whatever. In the background, they were.
You could see the stuff. So that's when they were doing it. Yeah.
So I was like, people, like I said, bro, there's people that just watch an endless amount of times to catch these frames per second. Like I don't even have like the pause time, like frame. No, next frame. Like, you know what I mean?
I want one of those just so I can do that.
No lie, bro. Like, there's some people that just... speaking of, on the trailer of the Marvels, they're keeping the Statue of Liberty, like the No Way Home, where she's holding Captain America's shield.
Oh, yeah.
But it's literally half a frame of Captain America's shield. Like, I was just like, if you blink, you miss it. Like, I don't get it, dude. There's some people that really love that stuff, man. But yes, so they what is it? He's telling him, he's upset with him, overall, that what they did to, the promises that they promised. You used us. We were your lackeys. And, I see it. I, feel his, understand, where he's coming from. Mm-hmm. To have taken it to where he is taking it, I think he's not justified.
Because what I did like about it, too, was when Gravik tells him, he's like, you don't even recognize his face. And he's like, this is the face of the first person I killed for you. He's like, that person had a wife, they had kids. And he's like, yeah, they might have been misguided, but, he had a family. And he's like, and every person you had me kill took a piece of my soul with them. And I was just like, so it kind of shows, so he's basically telling Fury, you turned me into what I have become. So this monster that you have on your hands is all your own creation.
And then to add that to the fact that his foolproof plan of, getting everybody's DNA was, it fell on him again as well, for being overprepared. Now, we're suffering because you overthought it. You know what I mean? Like, so,
and this whole time,
that was some cut, he was trying to pop the pills.
Yeah, he was trying to pop the iodine pills to help him with it and whatever. And I think he drops it because he's shaking. The tremors are too much at the moment.
So you want to drink?
And yeah, what's the name? Gives him a drink of whatever's in the flask, and he's like, yeah, basically you're gonna die. So Fury's like, you know what? Here's the harvest. Just get the hell off this planet. Destroy another planet if you have to, or whatever, but don't bother with Earth. Like I've been. Oh, that was a line. He said. He told Robic, what was it? It's easier to save 8 billion people than it is to change their hearts and minds. So it's easier to keep you guys hidden in the dark than to let people of Earth know that there are aliens among us that are helpful. And I was like, that line hits. Like,
yeah.
No matter where you are right now, like everybody knows that feeling of, hey, something's misunderstood. Racism,
opinions, exactly. Yeah. And in the world we live in, it was realistic in a way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Multiple people take it different ways. When it was not meant that way. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So it was damn. Now that's a different way of seeing that talk. I was just like, oh, the homie's just pissed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, didn't get no love. Like, it took it to.
He was an idealist. He believed in Fury wholeheartedly, and then when it came out, Fury did tell Gravik, like,
I did blip though.
Yeah.
He, 5 years were unspoken for that.
Oh yeah, he was just like, well, you know what? The last thing I felt was when I faded away.
Relief.
Was relief.
Oh,
he's like, I didn't have to fight no more, and I was like, yeah, that could be the damn truth. This guy was always fighting, always prepared, always thinking of something, scheming something, and now he didn't have to. He's like,
he was probably just done, like being on toes 24/7. You know what I mean? Like, oof. Yeah, he's like relief. I was like, oh. Fury delivered some lines there too, but was it the part that got me is when they started the reactor, and again I was wholeheartedly believing it was Fury the whole time. I was
surprise.
Like, yeah, I was like, yeah, that was a spoiler. Next thing I know, I'm like, hold up. He just, got, powers, it's like, I was like, no way, Captain American powers, you know what I mean? Like, something, and then, when the hand changed, that's when I was just like, oh, okay. I was like, something's going on here, and then Brie actually called it before me, and she was like, Gaia, and I was like, oh, when she started transforming, I was like, yeah, okay, but better CGI than the Flash,
yes.
But a letdown of a battle for the powers that they had.
Oh, definitely.
Why?
Definitely. And I got the list of the powers, guys.
No,
I don't know if y'all can see a little list, but yeah, he was talking about people pausing and stuff. Yeah, that was me today.
Tell me the powers. I'm down. I want to know. So I saw Ebony Maw, like we said.
Yes, Ebony Maw is my favorite.
Then we saw what is his name?
Come on, man. You got it.
Obsidian.
Well, we saw him last time.
Yeah, Cold Obsidian's arm. I saw who else's arm? Drax's arm. Did you catch that?
Yes.
When she threw on Drax, I was like, yeah. No.
I saw it. I was just like,
cringe.
He's Drax. What is he gonna do?
Well, in the comics, apparently he's like.
In the comics, he's actually really good. But
yeah,
this
they haven't showed him. Yeah, they just showed him stabbing Thanos. Like, but what else? Who's the other arm?
Let me see. Let me cross out the ones you named. So yeah, Ebony Maw, Cold Obsidian,
Drax.
Who else you see?
I saw Captain Marvel's powers.
Of course.
Let's see.
Any names you catch besides us?
No.
So I'm gonna go down the list.
Go for it.
And the first number one is Thanos. They have Thanos' DNA in there.
Go from his strength.
I guess his strength or whatever he had, because I think there was a quick, and can you miss it, where they're falling down and he has like a Thanos arm almost, it looks like, or maybe it was a Cold Obsidian arm, but he like grabs Gaia by like the throat, and then she turns into Mantis and does what Mantis like.
Oh, I forgot about Mantis. Yeah. Mantis is asleep.
So they have Thanos. We mentioned Mantis. So where is Mantis at? There she is. They have Captain Marvel, like I said. They have Ghost.
Oh, I know. So where did that come from?
My only way I could think of it, because I was like legit like discussing this with myself for like the whole day.
I said the same thing. I was like, oh, ghost powers, and I was like, and then I hope Bree didn't call me out on it. She didn't, thank God. But I was like, she wasn't at the Battle of the Endgame. I was like, where did they get her DNA from? What?
The only thing I can think of is that he had it already. She was part of
Ant-Man and the Wasp?
S.H.I.E.L.D. for a minute.
Doing all their bad. So
which also goes inside with how the hell did they get Abomination's blood? Because Abomination was in there too.
Where?
You see a clip of him when he goes like that, and you see the little Abomination gills.
No.
Yes.
I didn't see that.
Dude, yeah.
I gotta watch that again.
Yeah.
No way. What part?
I think it was like early on in the fight when he's like changing his arm to like Call Obsidian, or was it the Rock Cord? He was changing his arm, and then during the change, and like you see the Abomination's like gills.
You sure?
I saw his name in there too.
Okay.
You can't I seen it. But yeah, they had that. They had Gamora's blood in there. They had.
Where was that at?
In the naming list, when it was naming all the people that the DNA had matched with, it showed Gamora's name. They had Proxima Midnight. It showed the Outriders, and you remember what the Outriders are, right? The little dog things that were attacking Wakanda in Infinity War.
Oh, okay.
They had Captain America's powers, Corvus Glaive, Korg. They had the Frost Beast powers, which I thought was kind of cool when she turned her
into a knife. Yeah. At first I didn't know who it was, and my wife was one against Frost Giants. I was like, oh, okay.
Then they had the Hulk. They also had Valkyrie, Black Panther, Thor Odinson, and the Chitauri.
But they didn't show all those, right?
They didn't show all of them, but
it was what was in the vial.
Yeah, that was in the vial, but they didn't go through all the powers. Those are just the names that are showing up on the screen. That these were people's DNA.
I'm over here like they showed all those when and where. Like
the Abomination, I know they did show with the gills. They did show Mantis, Drax, Ebony. I do not like the fact that they used Ebony Maw, because when they did use him, it was cool that they used his power and everything. But I'm like, they had Ebony Maw's rings, and I was like, you have his DNA. His rings don't come with his DNA. And then they even have him like, oh, I know how he used it. Flick, and then the thing goes up, and I'm like, you're not Ebony Maw. Like, you wouldn't, like, you have the DNA, like, you have the powers of him, but you don't have the same, like, mannerism as Ebony Maw. So you just, I'm like,
okay. I was like, what are you talking about? They would get their powers, but
yeah, you would get the powers, but not the
like
mannerism.
do it in their
the
way.
Same way, because Ebony Maw was very elegant.
Okay.
He would just go, whoop, and then like with the
the little,
I love that scene where he like picks up all the rocks and then they turn into the spears. Yeah, and then the poof. Like they like Ravik had that like mannerism of Ebony Maw with Ebony Maw's rings, and I was like, the rings don't come with him, dude.
I wouldn't have thought about the rings though. I really would have just let that go. Like
no, like I couldn't let that. Like Ebony Maw is like one of my favorites. I
you something else, bro. Not real.
I was like, unsubscribe right now.
Ring snob.
Powers, sure. Rings, that's where you stop, man.
Arms transforming people, aliens. I'll take it all. Rings with DNA.
I'll give you the gills. I'll give you the ice turning to a sword and whatnot. But how did you get the rings? That's a fashion statement right there, man.
I can't even think of a reason.
There's none. You can't defend that. You cannot defend that.
The DNA of the ring was left embedded in the finger.
Those were his bones, apparently. I don't know how to explain that.
That was a good guys. This guy, for real.
I saw that. I got so upset immediately. I was like,
hold on.
This ring.
10 seconds back. Are those rings?
When did we become Shang-Chi up in your
I literally cried right now. You serious?
How are you not? The gills, the arm, the eyes.
I'm all about the battle. I'm trying to what's going on.
Mantis' little antenna thing.
Yeah,
I'm cool. Do it all. But you give him rings just to identify that it is Ebony Maw. Like, I think that's why they did the little like
maybe the
thing
the hand gestures.
Yeah, and I was like, you don't. Yeah, man.
I don't know if I would have known if it was without those rings. Now that you say it, I'm like, whose skinny ass hand would that have been? Whose skinny ass hand would that have been? Oh, secret invasion. Oh my god. That was great. That was perfect. So so if he has I can't get over it. If he had extremists, did she take out a certain part of him that didn't allow him to regenerate? Is that what it was?
I don't know. I honestly
what do you think about that?
I kind of got that's why I was disappointed with this whole ending too. Was at least when the other guy got rooted straight through the heart, and then he like expanded the root thing so the heart couldn't regenerate as fast, I guess, and then not explain why, but she like shot him in the gut, and I was like right around here, guys, like, you know, the heart, you know, correct me if my anatomy is wrong now, but they the rings kind of went right here apparently.
They
shot the rings out of them.
They're you know, scrolls. That might be where the scroll heart is at in the abdomen.
Then how did he like root the other guy into the heart and he died?
True. You got me. You did say that too. You got me there. But yeah, she's. That was my upsetting part about it. I was like, that was a decent battle. I mean, I wish they would have, you know, tussled a little bit harder, a little bit longer as well. Again, I wish I would have known the runtime. It was like 45 minutes.
It was about 40 minutes.
Yeah,
40 minutes, guys. For a halfway decent battle, and I don't know if you want to go with the Nick Fury part of it, but for them being like, no, it was him, Clue. Yeah, like I accuse Mr. Green with the wrench in the hospital now. Like, yeah, I don't know. Have you ever played Clue? Yeah, no. I guess
is that with the multiple faces and you put them down?
No, that's Guess Who. Come on, dude. I'm joking. I'm sorry, guys.
Don't play my games very often, I guess.
He disappoints me every time.
Didn't they make a movie of it too? I didn't even watch that movie ever.
Yeah, they made something about it. Yeah.
Guess who? The bald guy with the glasses? I remember now. No, he's not it. You know? God dang. So, I'm guessing they point at each other's fingers. They do the whole Spider-Man pointing.
No, unfortunately they didn't do that. But yeah, Nick Fury was. You remember that scene where they were in the hospital?
Yeah.
And Nick Fury and.
I'm not here to, shoot Mr. President.
What was her name though? The girl. She was like the best part of this whole damn series.
Sonya.
Yeah, she was the best part. But her and Nick try to talk the president into stopping the bomb because they're like, you're gonna kill a whole bunch of people and innocent people and this and that, and the Skrulls took over and Rhodey's a Skrull, and Rhodey's like, they're talking crap, Mr. President, don't believe them.
They were down that hallway, and he even like puts his gun down. It's him. No, he is. No, he is.
And the whole time, Fury's walking up slowly, and Sonya has Rhodey with like two guns like this, like one of the head.
Again, if I would have known what Sonya knew, I would have just revealed it. I would just shot the finger off, or saw blue with the purple blood.
The only reason why I could see they didn't do that was because for some reason the president said to his security, "Yo, give me that pistol. I need to shoot some people." Apparently, and the guy gives the president the gun, and I was like,
Think about that.
why does this president? Is he a wartime president? Like, does he know how to battle? Like, I don't know if he actually knows how to handle.
I don't know. He seemed like a hard ass there at the end when he was like, the speech. Yeah. Okay. So like that's why I was like, I think he might have, but yeah, you're right. He just give me a gun. I want it. Like
I wanted to shoot people. Like, who are you gonna shoot? This guy's trained standing up, laying down.
As the president, is that a rule? Like, can they be armed?
You guys, do you know? Or anybody?
Maybe. I don't know. That's actually a good question because I was like, they're there to protect them. If they were to give them a gun, then why would they?
Well, they're to jump in front of the bullet if the bullet goes out.
That's true.
So Fury walks up to him, hands like this, and the president got the gun, aimed it at Sonya, so that's why she didn't shoot him, because if she shot him, then the president probably would have shot her.
Okay.
So that's understandable. Sonya's whole section is understandable. Rhodey, or the Skrull Rhodey, and Fury over there trying to play, no, I'm the real one and whatnot. Yeah, that was a little annoying.
Overplayed?
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying now. I just glad he took him out. Thank God. Like in the way he should have. You know what I mean? Like you made me go through all this hell. Oh, I'm fast forwarding. Nope. I'm sorry. I got excited. Yeah, I'm glad he took him out the way he needed to take him out. Like you threatened my lady. You sent people after my lady, or grabbing.
Maria Hill is dead.
No thrills for those kills, guys.
No, that was a kill. That was a real kill.
But spoiler, or a fact, she's casted in the Marvels.
We don't know when the Marvels takes place.
And Veronica, that's what we mean. Like, this blip, the COVID, everything that happened during COVID, all that nonsense, like literally, I think just threw the timeline off. I mean, Captain Marvel coming out so late in the game. Hers was in the 90s. We were already 2022 or 21 at that time, I think. Or no. 2019.
18, 19?
Yeah.
It came out before Endgame, right?
Yeah, No, after.
Captain Marvel?
After Infinity War. Then Captain Marvel.
Oh, that's true, because I was super upset. I'm like, why did they didn't give her a movie beforehand? At least make her relevant. Yeah. I remember.
So, Veronica, yeah. So, it's tough. It's tough to defend them, but I see where they're going. I see the dream. Just give me the goddamn dream, like, please. That's all I ask. Like,
it's kind of sad with some of the stuff they're going with, and like you said, you can see it. You can see that, like, that big picture, but they're like stumbling along the way. So Thor, heartfelt. Doctor Strange as my favorite. Just the second one was
the hype was just so up there, and to be So yeah, again, just oversaturated. So a culmination on Secret Invasion. Then turns out what happened. He takes him out. He takes out the impersonator for what's his name, Rhodey, and then Gravik passes. Sonya then at this point in time they call off the nukes that they were gonna drop on Russia. And this is where it gets serious. They, again, I feel like they overplayed it. It was just like a overlap scene, like, of them walking out of rehab or something. You know what I mean? Like, when they released them from their mind control.
Oh yeah,
like, it was just like a overlap thing.
After killing Gravik, dang, there's so many G's in those.
Yeah.
Yeah, guy after killing Gravik.
Bar's the only different one.
Yeah. She goes down into the where they had all the people trapped that they were taking over, like taking their identity for, reading their memories and all that stuff. So she goes and unlocks everybody, and then you see Homeboy from the first episode. The one that was in the CIA agent that was in Black Panther.
Oh, Coulson, not Coulson. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that dude. But yeah, you see him, and then he wakes up, and he looks to his right, and then you see Rhodey, the real Rhodey right there in a hospital gown, and he's like, what he says, Lieutenant Rhodes, how long have you been here? And then he gets up and he kind of walks away, and I was like, that's kind of weird.
Wait, who walks away?
Homeboy.
Yeah, homie, right? Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, that's what we actually talk about. But Bree wants to know, how do you feel about Gaia joining MI6?
It's a potential for MI13, so it's interesting.
MI13?
It's in the comics. It's super powered people fighting like paranormal and stuff type of
No
stuff.
way.
So it has
the Super Scroll in the story.
I don't believe it had a super scroll, but it has potentials for it because I believe Sonya is the head of it.
That's where her character's from.
Yeah, she's like the head of that division, I believe, and it has potential, but it just.
Interesting. I didn't know that. MI13. So that they just it was a branch off of that.
Yeah, she like gets a bunch of super people and like they like fight off like they say paranormal, but like
The demons that from
Yeah.
like Doctor Strange and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Like what did there was a theory that I saw. There's two of them, and which one do you believe? That was Rhodey on Civil War when he was going into the tube, and if that was the case, the thing is that I now see what is wrong with this theory is he goes in that tube, they replace him during that time, so they were saying with that theory, the sad part is he wasn't there for Iron Man's death. That was all, Skrull Rhodey, you know what I mean? So that's, a pretty big bummer because those tears, everything that was said wasn't Rhodey. But what gets me about that theory, if that was the case, why would he ditch the legs after the blip? Like, you know what I mean? Because during Infinity War, during Endgame, all that, he has those braces. Even we watched Endgame again, which one is it? Endgame. And at the funeral scene, he has the braces on. Mm-hmm. So that was the first thing when I realized that it wasn't Rhodey since it was Secret Invasion, was because he was coming down the steps, and he had no braces. So I was just like, so you know what I mean? Yeah. So that was the only reason I saw that theory not work out in my head, because he had the braces then, and then when they pulled him out of those pods, he couldn't walk. Like, he was trying to move his legs.
Yeah, he wakes up and he's, like, again, he's in the hospital gown, and he leans forward like he's about to walk, and then his legs don't move. So what was the other theory? You said there was two.
Apparently when it was after Endgame, he was, was that the theory already?
I don't know.
Yeah, I might be incorrect. I might need to say that one. But, yeah, there was another one that they would say.
I personally would go with Rhodey got taken after Civil War. Because everybody else is in an attire that they got taken with. Rhodey, as we know, was only in the hospital gown during the end of Civil War because his legs and everything got messed up. Now, if a Skrull were to take his place for that reason, like easy access, whatever. Skrull takes his place. They still have to pretend to get the legs and everything, do whatever. Now I understand where you're like, oh, well, he still had the braces at the end of Endgame, but Endgame and all that stuff.
I think it might play a little bit into Wakanda because they have all that advanced technology, so they help homie that got Skrulled, and then. I feel like they might have helped him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's
because
get rid of.
You got to think too. Iron Man did have the nanotech, as well as Wakanda's using the vibranium. So one of those two could have been implemented into his and let him walk. So
interesting.
So it is possible, but his tears for Iron Man technically wouldn't be false at that point, because since Civil War until the end of Endgame, he was Tony's friend. He still has, he knows the memories of what's his name, so it kind of has that bond with him. It's not, you can't like fake how sad he truly was. But I don't think he ever cried. He just kind of looked there sad.
Yeah, he was sad, it was more Tom Holland. But
so yeah.
I don't know. So okay, so you can see that I might get back with y'all on the page, or I'll text you as well. But I know there was a second one. I'm so upset that I can't remember it. But very upsetting on that. I was it was overpassed because again, it showed like a room full of these people in these tanks. You know what I mean? Like even,
are you talking about the later one when Sonya was in there with him?
Was it at the same time where she was
that was
recruiting?
later.
No, she was recruiting them, and it was like a first overview of them, and it was like they were breaking them, open, and then they find the room later. I think another it goes to the cutscene of Fury talking with the president or whatever, and then it goes back to them, and she's like walking down the steps.
No, the one I was talking about was right.
It was all there towards the end. That's what I'm saying. It was just like. It was just glazed over. That's what I'm saying. You already forgot it was all in one scene.
It was all like together.
Just blazed.
And then it just kind of bothers me because they're like, Gaia didn't even know all these other people were down there supposedly, and she's like, one of the people are like, what is this? And Sonya's like, oh, this is how our opponent got so good. Because I guess it was like people who are really smarter, people in high-powered positions.
Yeah, did you recognize the guy that they uncovered?
I did not.
Okay, thank goodness. I was like, he probably did.
I'm like, I know they zoomed in on your face for a reason, homie, but I can't remember you.
Yeah.
But it was. If they showed that episode 3, I would have been more invested. Like not Sonya finding it, but like Robert showing Gaia, like, yeah, this is
the culmination of my idea.
How we got so far. This is how we advanced into their society.
And she was like doing a little bit of espionage at the beginning, anyways. Like she was looking for the generator thing to make the powers. Like why not keep looking? Like how did they get this DNA? You know what I mean? Like or whatever. But I don't know. I was just like again, it was. So many questions left unanswered. So now, she's just a Super Skrull that has Captain Marvel's powers, all the Avengers' powers. They're just gonna be cool with her walking around. I mean,
she doesn't have Ant-Man. She doesn't have Iron Man. She doesn't have Doctor Strange, Peter Quill, or Wanda.
Wasp.
Well, I think Ant-Man and the Wasp, they get their powers from the thingy. They're out. Peter was half celestial, but with his dad dying, I think he lost that power. Doctor Strange and Wanda, their powers aren't innate; they are
from a suit driven.
So it's understandable why they
recognize
them.
Okay. They're not. It's actual DNA. It's the suit or the mechanism that enhances them or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was upsetting about that. But I think he goes on now to what we were mentioning earlier. Fury was in the talks with the president. Like, so what do you think that's gonna leave us like on the future show? Like I was genuinely wondering. I was like, well, damn, like he's literally put it. We're gonna kill you. Like like
he's like a kill on order site. And then I'm like, I feel like they should have done that earlier too. Like, tell me how you would have felt if in episode 2 the Skrulls were found out, or when
the war would have made sense, more
to attack them. But what's his name? The dad that died, the guy's dad.
Talos.
When Talos was shown on TV to be an alien, if he had went over there and been like, yeah, these monsters are real, kill on sight order. Like, what episode was that? 3? No, that was 4.
That was
okay, if you put somehow or another aliens an episode or 2 ahead, like you actually could have moved that way earlier and had all this chaos happening because.
But he was out in the hospital at that time.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if somehow or another the Skrulls have been caught earlier, like just one of them, and then the president was able to be like, hey, like.
This is what's going on.
This is what's going on. Kill on sight, whatever. Now you can't trust nobody. People are legit going around killing people that they think are Skrulls. Killing Skrulls, but then also killing humans.
Yeah, that was a trip. It was the Prime Minister, I want to say. Yeah, it was the Prime Minister.
I think it was. But yeah, like you kill humans that you think are Skrulls.
With no security. She was by herself on that podium. Now I'm thinking about security and stuff. Like she didn't have not one security guard by that podium.
Maybe if they had the rings, they would have helped out. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it's
so
like, imagine that earlier, like the chaos it would have brought to episode 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because now you don't know who's real, who's not. People are killing people because they believe they're a Skrull.
and then it goes a little bit more to the lore, right?
Yeah.
Because now I think they find out like because Captain America kills Captain America or something like that. Or
I think in that one, yeah, that was like a whole bunch of crazy
yeah, but
craziness.
I think you're right. I think if they would have done that, they would have more emotional tie, more like more urgency of why it needs to be done and why he can't trust nobody. You know what I mean? Like that hallway scene would have made a little bit more sense. Like you know what I mean? Oh, whoa, you were telling me he was one. Now you know,
now
like he's
this
telling
guy's telling you were one.
Like
now it would have been better. Like
I can see that. I can see that being a lot, heavier scene at that time. You know what I mean? Like,
but it also did give me vibes of, I don't know if you remember X2, the X-Men movie.
Vaguely, I was trying to watch them on streaming sites.
There was that scene when in X2 at the very end, the president is about to announce that mutants are real and that they're like a threat to humankind and this and that, and then Professor X comes in, stops time basically, like stops everybody. He's like, oh, I don't think you should do that with all the X-Men behind them. And he's like, you don't really want to cause problems because this and that, whatever.
Damn, I don't remember that at all.
So it kind of gives me that vibe of like the president this time didn't get stopped. He full on went through and said, anybody from off-world is considered dangerous and kill on sight. I'm like, Thor, Peter Quill, Gamora, all the people off-world, like they're all dead now.
That fought for
the
planet.
Endgame and everything. Now they're all done. Like, we don't need them.
I didn't think of it like that. I was just thinking scroll-wise in my head.
No, he just said anybody off-world.
Interesting. I had to rewatch that speech.
Carol Danvers.
Yeah. So I don't know. And then again, you got MI6 partnering with one, like you know what I mean, like. And which Sonya,
MI6 is different from that's British.
That's what I'm saying. Is that she had a different vision. She was like, I want your people to live with my people, just comfortably. You know what I mean? Let's make it happen.
I'll use you, you use me. That's how we do this.
Yeah. So, but guys, overall, the culmination of that show, I would give that last episode a solid 6. Solid 6. For me, I mean, it dropped hard.
I'll give it a 5.
5?
It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great.
Yeah.
Like it was. Yeah.
Again, I feel like the budget was a lot better. I mean, a lot better than most. The CGI didn't look bad. It didn't look like TV production. You know what I mean? Like some of the arms and everything looked legit.
WandaVision and Loki are the only two that outdo it.
That are what?
Like in terms of CGI and all that stuff. Like
did I do it? Oh, I'll do it. Okay, okay.
Like, those are great compared to this.
So
like those, like as a series, so those sit solid 8, 9 maybe. Like those are high, and then you have this coming in at like maybe a 6 overall.
Yeah. So guys, I enjoyed it. It will again, take it with a grain of salt. You might like it differently than what our opinions are. Again, we do this so we can get y'all's opinions. Remember always to chime in on the chat. I don't know why it was such a delay on those first ones, but yeah, it was a good series. Definitely tune into it. If you haven't, now all 6 episodes are out on Disney Plus, so you can binge watch it. Knock it out in a night, and it's yeah, just knock it out in a night, get it over with. Just
come back and watch and see how you feel about it too. Hopefully
yeah, definitely. Now you'll come and understand where we're coming from or what we're talking about. But again, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. Are we gonna actually talk all anime next time? I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
I don't have anything that I know
or
of.
Marvel coming out.
Nothing. No news. We'll bring you the news for sure. But next week we'll for sure talk about Kame Got Killed. We left out. Let me double check. We left out on episode 13. Okay. We talked about one episode. We just went one episode.
Yeah.
So 13 through 19. So if you are following with us and you're watching the anime yourselves, Kami Got Killed, episode 13 through 19 is what we'll talk about next time. Again, we'll go heavy into it, and then hopefully I might be able to read the manga, because that's again where it goes off. We were talking about that,
I think
so
episode 17 is where it starts switching, so things are going to get interesting, and then me and him could discuss if he's able to read it, we could discuss the manga like arc that the anime decided to take out, and we could see how it goes from there and what you guys think. So
definitely. Again, tune in next week. New time again. If you weren't here earlier, it was a new time. It will be now Monday at 7:30. We'll try our best to be on it around that time. Again, due to technical difficulties and setting up and whatever, but Monday 7:30, new time for the Hideout. Tune in with us then. We'll make sure to post that on Twitter and on Twitch, on Facebook. Follow us on all those. Like, subscribe, the fancy words that all the streamers and people say. So
follow, like, subscribe, whatever you need to do.
Like, share, the whole nine. Comment. But guys, we're enjoying it. Hope y'all have a great time. I hope y'all enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see y'all next week. Y'all be safe.
Later.
For sure.